What's up, YouTube views? And today I'm going to check out the 5-in-1 game. It's pretty much when they say 5-in-1, pretty much I converted it into a pretty much a whole nother system, as most everybody's doing with these retro systems here. So what you're getting up, excuse me for say here. Pretty much you're getting the entertainment. It's called the entertainment system. The entertainment system is pretty much built in 5-in-1, but we're not going to get all into that. So what I'm going to tell you what my system is about pretty much is converted. Now I do have two systems here. They both are translated into USB ports. One at the top that you see is kind of still open, is not yet done, and that's the fun part I want to show you about my system here. So let's get into it. First is that you see I have the box, and there you see the system that I did had. Pretty much I showed on the YouTube, the one I shot, and yes, there are USB ports section here. And this one, the one at the top, is quite not done yet, but I am still working on it. Now I wanted to show you exactly what mine is looking like, and I have a little dough wire on the back, on the side of mine. Instead of doing it on the back end side, I pretty much put it on the side and did it some kind of like a little different. Alright, it might buzz off due to the fact that the wire that I have is not strong enough to hold in the port, so it's pretty much weak, and that's why I was telling you it's going to click off. So I'm going to go to the back and show you. Let me unplug this USB cable from the port. Let's take a look on the back of this system here. Now what I did here was pretty fine little cuts back out of. So what I did is made an HDMI port here. You can see it right there, and the other one I put like a blue LED light. I do have AV and audio outputs on the back of the system, and it's pretty much hard to do it with one hand. So you can see it's yellow, white, and red. Now what's different from the system down here is my other system that is actually completed is it doesn't have no audio outputs in the back of it. Only thing it has is a HDMI, a green LED light in the back for strong activity, and pretty much what I'm saying is that anything you do active on the system, that light constantly blinks. Once you stop moving around on the system or anything like that, the lights actually stop. They do have a DC input, slim USB 2.0 that you can actually put in there so to power the system on. On the side is a dummy USB port. But that is done with that system. So let's take a look in the inside of this. Like I said, it's not even quite done. The fan is built there. On the top is the big boy chip. There you see the HDMI adapter standard that's going to here. I have a pretty much is what you see is it's like a, I don't know, I made like a front screen. I took a couple of pieces that were laying around in the house and covered this part up here, so therefore that nothing is not in the way, or you decide to open it, or whoever, me, wire doesn't move. It's a lot of wire, so I pretty much made like a little plastic gate pretty much in this system. What you see here is underneath the board itself is it's number wiring. That's all the wiring here. Let me see what more. I try to back into it. See, so all the wiring is underneath here. There's a lot of hot glue underneath it. I'm trying to get it out the shadow, but there's a lot of hot glue underneath it. It's pretty much a baseboard that is holding up the red. The pod board is still not mounted down yet. I have not finished mounting it down yet, but eventually once I get through it will. pretty much nothing that's not fantastic. Too much fantastic about it. Uh, like I said, the audio and output is creased in that corner right there that I drilled in, and all the wiring is underneath the board, not on top. I think it's kind of dope not to have it on the top. It's perfect clean. You might see a little wires here, yellow, green, different wires that I added. I'm not using the power dock, the actual power dock that goes to that thing, so I'm not using that. I'm using this thing here that's underneath here. This is what's powering the board on, powered the system on, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. And I just flipped my Xbox on. That thing's a little sensitive, so I'm trying to get that in with one hand. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So once you hit the power there, you get the working light there. You get that's on the screen here. So let me try to do something here just for a second. Let me try to set the camera down just for a second. Just for a second. Just for a second. Alright. There you see the screen is loading up. So everything is pretty much working underneath. The fan is also working also. And you get welcome to the welcome screen here. I don't have any emulator set up or any games. There's other videos out there that can show you about it. I'm just giving you a heads up, first look of my system and pretty much what I've done. Like I said, the HDMI port, you can still use that. Back of the system, there is a blue LED light in the back, and like I said, it's pretty decent. Now the system does power off, same thing like the one at the bottom. You hold it for about probably 6 seconds, and it powers off. Now you hear that little pop in the background. That's because it's power. This is going through the AV and audio, so it's not a CRT TV. You know, you gotta have a CRT TV for this thing to well, you don't get that popping. I don't know. I've seen a couple of the people on here that has that type of TV. You know, and it works perfect with that. Go to a friend house that grandmothers, pretty much old style people that doesn't believe in flat screen TV as what we do. You can bring the system over there, and you have to worry about an HDMI port or bringing the TV from your home. You can just take your audio jacks and hook it up, and that's what I did with that 5-in-1 system. This project supposed to have been done. I've been working on this project for a couple of weeks now. Just when I have the time, and finally I'm basically wrapping it up. It's not, like I said, it's not safely strapped down. I have that much room. If I decide to pull these two things off here, you know what I'm saying, it'd be a whole lot, but it's a hassle, man, to even do all that. And I really don't have the time and patience to even focus on that. I got too much things going on right now to even try to worry about pulling that off. The only thing I'm worrying about doing is pretty much getting this system ready, getting the project done. And I still have the reset right there, number 1, the power button, number 2. Like I said, I still got probably like 2 things to finish up. The wiring is pretty much good for me, and I'm gonna lock in the board so it doesn't move. And this thing is ready to cap on. Like I said, I have the sticky tag that goes underneath the bottom of the system on the top of the system, and stuff. So I can do this with actually one hand in the back, and there you see, and All I gotta do is screw it in and get ready for it. And I think that's the only thing that's holding me up for that. And I like this system. Pretty much is the best one that I ever did. This this one here is pretty much good. I mean, it's to me it's okay. I mean, I like it. I mean, it's loaded with my games. This one here is just not. And I'm working on another one that I'll be working on probably in the fall of. I say probably take a break from this stuff. Probably like in November, I'll probably start working on one. Probably before Christmas. And if you want one, you can email me, contact me, and put in the order for one, and I can don't mind billing you one. It's not that hard, just that the stuff that I'm doing to it is what makes it longer. Because once you have a mind set up doing these things, you pretty much know how you want your system to be set up. Um, you pretty much have an idea what you want from your system. Is different screw ups. This board has been changed so many directions, so many times. I wanted to put it in the back and make a clean slate, but also in the other one, I'm working on the hinges, doors, and stuff like that. I think that the next one I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add some couple things to it. I want to finish that project up, and this one is Bluetooth compatible. I do have the 8-bit dough controller right here. It's also I run it off my big boy, but it's also gonna be the little boy here. So it's pretty much stable, man. I mean, like I said, it's not loaded with games. This thing is also I'm doing a lot of running tests on it, making sure that usually before I even sell these systems or even attempt to play them, I always let them run probably like 2-3 days. Uh, put my pretty much put your nose. I mean, everybody does it different. I put my nose right here just to make sure I don't smell any burning wires, and I always put my hands on the back, making sure that it's nothing that's overheating, getting hot. Sometimes I pop the lid off and stuff like that, but I want the lid on there so I can see that if the top is so hot to where my hand can extend, I know that something is wired around. But I shouldn't have to worry about that because usually when I'm wiring up, I'm wiring it up correctly. I don't have to go back over my work and I solder those wires at. It is dangerous um, to build one of these things, especially under what you're doing. These things are not made for everyone to try to build. You can try to build your own system. You try to paying somebody $300-400 just for a Nest Mini that's online that's killing on eBay and Amazon. Um, you know, you be like, oh, I'm just gonna get the 5-in-1. You get the 5-in-1, you're very disappointed. But hey, it's cheaper. The Chinese people are really, really making it great for you. You can buy them very, very cheap for like 50-60 bucks, I believe, $40, and you get 5-in-1. I don't have an actual one that, because I tore down every one I had in here. I could have showed you the 5-in-1, what it looked like, but this video is not for that. They do have other videos out there that you can see the 5-in-1 system. And another thing is pretty much people understand is saving money is, yes, it's good, but also you want to get your money worth. You're gonna spend $40 on this, you're gonna get it what it's worth. You can't get mad at nobody and say it wasn't worth nothing, because it was. It's, you paid your money for what you got. If you're looking for something like this, someone to build you one, there are people on sites that are building these things like crazy, selling them. Like for a whole system compared to like that fully built, you're looking at $200, 240, 250, but you are getting everything on it. I'm not gonna say what you're getting on it. You can look at the forums and find out. But I mean, these things are pack loaded, man. You buy them from somebody. But if you want to just try to build your own, do whatever, there are tutorials out there. You just gotta read, man. A lot of people don't like to read. You gotta read, and you got soldering, a straight good hand, and then you got the combination of all. If you don't have those things, it's not gonna work for you. You're gonna have to have someone to build you one, and then it comes with, money comes involved, and most people want to build, but when they start talking about how much, that's when, people start getting scared and be like, oh, my best friend that does it, then why would I say that? I never understand why folks do that. Uh, and 9 times out of 10 they be full of crap. But anyways, mine's a little different. Is inside you see the red zones. That's pretty much all the wiring that is corded like a little snake, pretty much zip tied in and tied up, so the wires not pretty much exposing out. Um, like I said, man, I mean, this is pretty much gonna be one of the best systems because I built the USB front inputs are cut. That means the wires are exposed, and it was cut. I had an extension wire on it, soldered to the board underneath, so everything is properly working. I don't have to have a jumbo wire running from here to there, taking up all the space. There's a certain way you got to do things. Now, plus, I wanted more inside of it, and I wanted to make it look different than everybody else's, and that's pretty much where my outlet's at. So, yeah, but it's been real to understand the concept of building these systems, man. And I seen a guy on YouTube who had a Nintendo Mini and killed it. And I think to me he was the first one I ever seen somebody kill the system and made it look like wow. And I thought I'm like, okay, I can get all these games. Wow. Kind of find out he showed me something new. I'm like, oh crap. It's dealing with soldering, man. It's dealing with tearing up my system. I really didn't want to do it, but I was interested into it and I really liked it. And I said I'm gonna try it, tap some shit just to figure it out. And I did. And that system, no, this is my second one at the bottom I did. This is my third one, and I am working on another one next, and that one's gonna be probably in the mid fall somewhere. I don't know, but this is gonna be my last one right here. I'm gonna make, and I'm gonna put it to rest for a little while, get a break from this stuff. It is time consuming, and it is dedication, and you gotta put it in there. You gotta make sure everything is right to get everything in, man. If you don't have it, it's not gonna work. Excuse me, I'm gonna hook this up before my TV cut off and it's counting down on me. Oh, got it. Oh, cut off on me still. So it's crazy, man. Yeah, I got Mario on there. He's up on that. So yeah, and like I said, man, it's let me see, AV and RetroPie. I'm showing you guys what this thing does and whatsoever, but I want to thank you guys from joining me and take a look at my video and see what's going down. And much more. But I want to thank you guys from stopping by and looking at what I got. See what my inside of my entertainment system is, and everything is running pretty smooth. It's powered on. No wiring at the top. Clean slate, and that's it. All right, y'all. But thank y'all for joining me. And till then, I'll see you next time. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, thumbs up or thumbs down if you like this video. Peace out, my friends.